I know you saw Solana is up to $54. Boom, boom, boom. That's what Chainlink was up a little bit as well. It was a fun day, fun day. We're going to begin off with a little bit of XRP news. We got to keep up with what's going on with the new financial system, all right? This is visionary stuff. Listen, my interest in XRP is for the future, XLM future, Algorand futures. This futurist stuff here. You know, I have some long-term plays. That's like XRP, XLM, Algorand, Quant, things like that. I have some short-term plays. You know, that's all the utility coins and things like Solana, Chainlink that I add when I need to. But it's Friday. Happy Friday to everybody out there. We made it through another week. This is from the cryptobasic.com and it is titled Ripple Payment Ally. Is that so? Secures money transmitter license to operate in Malawi. Can anybody tell me why everything's moving so fast all of a sudden? Do you see that? You see how many things have occurred? How many Ripple allies and Ripple partners and Ripple itself have gotten some sort of license in the last 2 months or established some sort of new partnership in the last 2 months. Everything just rapidly moving forward. Am I to believe that that's for no reason at all? Or do they know something is coming? Right? And the longer it takes, the more and more people get shaken out. The more and more people stop believing. To each his own, but I'm just acknowledging that, right? And then at the right moment, when all of these institutions decide to begin utilizing the system, I think that would necessitate an explosion in price. But once again, this is futurist, visionary type of thinking, right? So anyway, this is why I like to keep up with the information and the research to know what is coming. It also tells you about short-term things also, because remember, we wouldn't have, well, not we, you may have been on Solana and Chainlink way before I did. But this is what told me, hey, when everyone says Solana was dead, yeah, I'm going to keep saying that because people always tell me that. They told me Solana was dead. Then it goes, boom, $54 now, making incredible gains. They told me about that about Chainlink. Long ago, they told me about that about Algorand before it went boom about 4 or 5 times. They told me that about Zilliqa before it went boom. So many different things. So it's like it always sticks in my mind. You know what I mean? But yeah, keeping up with the news, that's how you find out what's a potent project. Once I saw all of those different partnerships, and this links to the bank coins. It's the same thing with them. When you see all of those potent partnerships, sooner or later, that potentiality, I believe, is going to be realized. It's not a guarantee, but I believe is going to be realized. And then when that potential is realized, because there's so many institutions with so much capital, a ton of capital to infuse or inject into a system, I think that brings you closer, as close as you can get to a guarantee that at some point in the future, nobody knows when, but at some point in the future that project will be very, very successful. So now, once again, this article is from the cryptobasic.com and it's titled Ripple Payment Ally Secures Money Transmitter License to Operate in Malawi. Flutterwave, which, by the way, let me say this. As soon as I heard the name Flutterwave, I said, wait a minute, Ripple Labs Ally. I had not heard Flutterwave in correlation with Ripple. I remember Flutterwave in correlation with Stellar. And this is another thing I've been talking about over the years, is how there's a lot of crossover between Stellar and Ripple, which is why I find it absolutely hilarious when article writers try to pit Stellar and Ripple against each other. You know, as companies, that's up to them if they want to battle each other. But if we're talking about technologies, the companies that are building on their chains, there's a lot of double dipping. There's a lot of crossover. There's a lot of MBDC type activity when it comes to Stellar and XRP. There's a lot of overlap. And so Flutterwave, apparently, it says an African fintech giant and Ripple Labs ally also, yes, indeed, has ties with Stellar. My memory did not fail me. And it says here's an article. Flutterwave enables new Europe and Africa payment corridor. This is from October 25th, 2021. This is from stellar.org itself. Stellar ecosystem expands with more efficient cross-border payment remittance flows from Europe to Africa. So they utilize Stellar as well. You know, a lot of these companies are doing that. So now let's move on here. I did see Bitcoin was looking pretty good as well today. And I don't know. I only saw one article on this other topic. You can look this up for yourself. But I saw that BlackRock is interested in a Ethereum ETF. Is that accurate? Somebody let me know in the comment section below. That would explain a lot if that's accurate and true. I didn't get a chance to double and triple check that. All right, which is very important because I don't know why lately. No, I do know why, but I don't like it that lately there's a lot of false information put out there. There really is. But I did see an article like that. So now it says, marked as a major milestone for the company, the license will help Flutterwave power the Malawian remittance ecosystem, taking payment beyond borders. There is a high expectation for remittances to grow in the coming years, with the 2023 growth rate projected to hit 1.3%, considering how millions of Malawians now live and work abroad. And I was saying that as well. There's so many people working from other countries that this cross-border system is only going to grow exponentially into the future. And I'm talking about the money. The money's only going to get bigger. And I don't think people are going to stop moving because so many economies are changing. Some first world economies are not doing so well. Some so-called third world economies are on the rise. You're going to go where living is affordable. That's number one. I think that's going to be one of the main drivers. People are going to look into more stable ways of existence, like buying land. I do believe that, and just building on the land as opposed to rentals and things like that, depending on where, I won't say where, but depending on the information that they're getting, because a lot of people are learning that certain areas that were thought and told to be no-go zones are actually not as bad as what people grew up believing, right? I'm seeing a lot of articles like that, where people are learning that there's very good places to live outside the United States. And I'm seeing a lot of videos where people are, exclaiming this revelatory way of thinking that, hey, we can buy some stuff we can buy some land in Africa. We can buy some land in Latin America, and we can go there and we can build on that land, and have something that's not that's our own. And by doing that, they're still going to be working in their home countries, hence the advent of the digital nomad, right? So I think that money is just going to be flowing back and forth. You're going to need an efficient system to make sure you're getting your money. It's not in 2-3 days. It's not getting lost. And that's the new financial system. That's XRP. That's XLM. That's Algorand, right? We only have a few more hurdles to get over. And yes, we do have hurdles to get over, but only a few more. And then sky's the limit. So now, this is over the years, Flutterwave, through its alliance with key partners like Ripple. I love that it's so strange to me. Why don't they say Stellar in here? Clearly, I mean, listen, let me know. Did they stop working with Stellar? Because I don't see articles saying that they stopped working with Stellar. I don't. All of these articles I see here from PR Newswire, Stellar.org, Nairametrics, Unlock Blockchain, are all from 2021. I don't see anything updated. Except for, there's one article here, Flutterwave partners with Hedera. So now you have Flutterwave being a Ripple ally, also having some connection to Stellar and Hedera. And didn't I say that before? So you have a wholesale option that they're utilizing, tapping into, XRP or Ripple. You have a retail aspect, Stellar. Then you have a smart contract, one of the most advanced on the planet, Hedera. Didn't I always used to say that? That's how I thought they would bundle things, a lot of these companies. Now, a lot of companies haven't reached this level of MBDC ship, if I can use that phrase expediently. But I think a lot of them will get there. I do. All right, let's move on from there. I have a lot of other articles to get to, but I have so many thoughts. So, I appreciate every single one of you being here. So now this is a little update here. This is an article from U.Today, and it's titled XRP Futures Listed on Major Exchange. So we can continue to see forward moving momentum. It says XRP perpetual contracts have seen a new listing on one of the world's oldest crypto exchanges, Poloniex. Is it Poloniex or Poloniex? However you pronounce that, I'm not sure. It says in a tweet, Poloniex announced the listing of USDT margined XRP perpetual contract. As stated in its official announcement, Poloniex Futures will launch the USDT margined XRP perpetual contract on November the 9th, 2023. The USDT margin perpetual contract XRP/USDT will offer leverage of 1x to 20x. I'm always cautious with that leverage stuff. Some people go crazy with that leverage. Can be dangerous. Correct me if I'm wrong. It says, and will be supported in cross margin / isolated margin modes. Says XRP has continued to gain new listings after achieving regulatory clarity in a landmark July ruling in the Ripple lawsuit that determined that the XRP sold on crypto exchanges were not securities. All right, so moving on here, I wanted to get right to this Solana article. I love every second of this. I do. And I think Solana can go much higher. I actually do. I do expect pullbacks. There's going to be volatility. I think we all know that people are going to take profits. Things are going to happen in the market. There's a lot of negative catalysts as well. But right now, Solana is weathering the storm, doing very well. But that does affect other cryptos like XRP, things of that nature. I think XLM was green right now just by a little bit. This is from coinjournal.net and it's titled, Solana price hit 17-month high above $54. Look how far it's come. It says, what next for Sol? Oh, probably more winning. Solana continued its outperformance on Friday with another huge green candle as price rose 24% to climb to highs of $54. The cryptocurrency's value has jumped more than 40% this past week and an impressive 138% over the last 30 days. According to data from CoinGecko, Solana price has increased by 220% in the past year, reclaiming levels it traded at before the collapse of the crypto exchange FTX. Solana price breaks above $54. Despite recent sell-off pressure, the bulls have managed to push Sol price to its highest level since May 2022. The breakout to this 17-month high comes after buyers regain control at the critical level of $30, with this allowing for further upside to $38. A retest and fresh impetus allowed for this week's parabolic move to $50. According to crypto data and market intelligence platform Sentiment, Solana's gains are accompanied by a major spike in crowd discussions about the coin. Of course, this is how it always goes. First, majority of the people are down on it because there's some negative catalysts and they're absolutist. So they think it can only go one way. Oh, Solana is dead. Oh, this is what they said before. Trust me, I had tons of people telling me that, Solana's dead. What was it? The FTX thing, something like that. Because of the FTX thing, it's over and it won't go up again. And I don't know how high it's going to go. I don't know. I just knew it was bullish because of what all the companies building on it. And you had a lot of big money people very bullish on Solana. And I felt bullish as well. And now look at it. It went from 17 or 18 bucks now to $54. And this is why if you believe in something, you stay on that path. You don't let people shake you. Can you imagine all the people who were shaken and sold their Solana or didn't pick up a little bit of Solana or something like that because of all the different articles saying that it was done for, it was dead. There was see, it's just, you got to stick to your guns, fly or die. You got to stick to your guns sometimes. I can't tell you what to do. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I just know I'm loving what's going on right now. And every time I've stuck to my guns, it's turned out very well for me and I can sleep at night, win, lose or draw. But I will say mostly winning. I will say that humbly, I say that. All right. But I love every second of this and I believe in the future of Solana. Let me say that. They definitely have convinced me over the last few months, as you've heard. So now let's move on here. A little bit more XRP news. And this is something that I was trying to say as well, that if it's not just about XRP, but if the crypto market, the utility coins, the bank coins did so well last time, and they did very well in the last bull run, the true bull run, I don't see this as a true bull run just yet. Not just yet. No. It's a little bit further we have to go before I personally believe this is a true bull run. And there's some negative catalysts I want to get past as well. But if in the last true bull run, everything surged and exploded so big, majorly, off of speculation, what can it do now that there's so much utility behind all of these different coins? Now that there's so many more partners, we have way more clarity. Not absolute clarity, but we have way more clarity than before. We have so much more in our favor than we did before. It has to be bigger. It has to be bigger. That's not going to be without struggle. Life is always with struggle. Struggle defines us, right? Overcoming the struggle. So just expect it. Expect volatility. Expect pullbacks. Expect something crazy to happen out of nowhere, but also see the other side. Don't just see the darkness. After the darkest of night come the brightest of day. There's a balance to everything. It cannot always be night, right? It will the day comes after the night, right? It's always darkest before dawn, all of that good stuff. This article here is from the cryptobasic.com, and it is titled XRP surge 60,000% to $3.84 on speculation. What might occur now with real utility? And this is what I'm saying. You can't look, I don't care what retail does at all. I can't, folks. I can't. I don't care about retail investors getting into XRP and bringing that volatility. I actually don't even want the volatility. I want that higher price from that bank money, the big company money. That's what we're here for. I'm not here in XRP for the little tiny gains. I'm just not. I'm here for the big gains that come from those companies, those banks, and it will bring a stability to that price at a higher price if everything's actualized. That's what I'm here for, right? So that's what I'm looking for. It says the XRP army is pondering about XRP's potential value in the coming bull season, now that the digital asset has amassed increased support. That's another thing. I don't think XRP's price is dictated by a bull market. Can it be very delicious? Yes. Can it be fun? Yes. But are those the prices that we're all looking for? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not until it's getting up there at like $3, $5, $8, $10. Now we're playing. For me, now we're in the game. I'll take any of those higher prices too. $10, $15, $20. I love it. Bring it on. But I think we're in the game once we start getting the companies involved, and there's still a little bit of a ways to go before that. So no, that's what dictates XRP's a satisfactory XRP price, in my humble opinion, not bull market. Look, what can you expect in a bull market if it's just run by retail? Bull market typically is typically retail whales as well. Throw them in the bucket as retail. Just a lot of volatility. So there's going to be some gains made, but there's going to be huge pullbacks as well. Huge volatility, huge corrections in both directions. That's what comes, right? So what you got to boil it down to, what are people looking for? For me, I'm looking for that next level. That's what I want out of XRP, XLM, Algo, that next level where it goes to a higher price, it becomes somewhat stable. Listen, all that name calling and stuff like that, not just with people, but with cryptos. Oh, it's a stable coin now. They say that about Quant, even though Quant was like $98 recently. Now it's like 107, 108. It bounces between that range. And also we've seen Quant can explode, but some people are like, oh, Quant is a stable coin now. I don't care what people say. I don't care. I know what potential it has. And what I would like to see is if it goes to a higher level and be stable. That's not a bad thing. Why would I want it to be this super volatile cryptocurrency where it goes to this higher level and you have and then it drops out of nowhere? Like, no, that's not what we're going for. Not with the utility coins, not with the bank coins. We want to go to a high level. Maybe they finally get that staking, or a lot of things I think will change in the future. But whether it's staking or, because there's a high volume moving through these tokens, they will go to a higher level and they can remain there within a higher range. Not one price, but it will go to a higher place and remain at a higher range, just like gold. I'm into a lot of stuff. I'm into a lot of things. So I look at gold and I look at silver and I say, I like that stability. I like that it's a store of value, but you can make some gains from time to time. Conditions are right. And you look at how gold is bouncing from the $1,980 mark to $2,000. Now it's been somewhere around that $2,000 mark. You look at silver. Silver typically is around $22, $23, and it just bounces around there. Now, imagine coming from a very low level up to there. You can be very comfortable with that capital in that asset as a store of value. If you know that, you don't have to worry about it every day having massive losses. So stability is not something that is bad unless, you're a day trader, a swing trader. I'm not that. I'm a long-term investor, right? So anyway, let's finish reading this little tidbit here. It says, in particular, data from the market tracking platforms indicated that XRP traded at 0.006 cents on January 7th, 2017. However, exactly 12 months later, XRP has increased to an all-time high of $3.84. Wait a minute. Now, remember when I showed the payment channels information, it was maybe 2 videos back. When I showed that payment channel information, it said XRP in payment channels as an aspect, as a mechanism of the XRPL. That XRP, they told you themselves, that XRP will be put to the side temporarily, held temporarily. So there's a lot of people that will say, Mig, they're not going to hold the XRP. I don't care if they hold it or not, as long as the banks use it, whether it's in continuous flow or they hold it. But what they said out of their own mouths, with their own fingers typing it up in an established document, was that XRP is temporarily put to the side. Now, it doesn't matter how long they hold. If the banks at any point in the future are using billions upon billions of XRP, right? Which, by the way, if they raise that price up by putting their capital in, they're holding XRP, that means that the banks are making a terrific amount of gains. You think that they won't know that? You think that they don't know that? They'll want to profit off of that. So if they ever do sell their XRP and not keep it in a closed ecosystem, they can make a lot of money. They want to make money too. They make money off of your deposits all the time. They're the biggest hustlers on the planet as far as, they're trying to make money in every possible way. So they will want to make money off of XRP as well. So if XRP is designed to be the bank's version of Bitcoin, which is what Ripple said, look that up in the article. Look that up. That's an actual article, right? That's what Ripple stated in the beginning. They wanted XRP to be the bank's Bitcoin for the banks. So if that's the case, they will want to make money off of it also. So they're incentivized not only to use the XRP, but if you can make a ton of money off of it, why wouldn't you hold a little bit of it for some time, right? And then you could play with that value. Not only that, you can control it. So I keep that in mind as one of the incentives in the future when we have enough clarity for the banks to want to step in and play a little bit more. And that's just in the United States, because the other banks around the world are ready. They're ready, which is something I keep in mind, that there might be 2 switches that have to get flipped. I think that there's a possibility they flip the switch on the rest of the world, get everything flowing, and it puts pressure on the United States. That's just one thought I'm having. One thought I'm playing around with. It puts pressure on the United States. And I think maybe, just maybe, that's why they're moving so rapidly with all these XRP based systems that they're building in China. They have a wholesale and retail CBDC platform, Monetary Authority of Singapore. And then you see Ripple moving rapidly in Australia, rapidly in Africa, rapidly in the MENA region, all over the place, rapidly in the UK. Right? That digital pound. Have you been keeping up with the digital pound? Check out the members only section. And I think they're looking at it that way. And then you hear Brad Garlinghouse talking about, hey, we always have the option to operate solely outside of the United States. Most of our business, Ripple business, is outside the United States. It's like they're sending a message saying, hey, we could flip this switch without you. Then look at what the BRICS nations are doing. Keep up. You got to keep up with this information. Though, listen, the world is changing whether people like it or not. That's another thing. And the legacy system is going to fall whether the new financial system is there or not. Let's make that clear, because the system is dilapidated. They can't handle everything anymore. They're getting hacked constantly. They're getting shut down constantly. There's shutdowns all the time, right? In various parts of the system, constantly losing customers. Customer faith in the banking system is at an all-time low. We saw the solid data on that. They're sitting on a huge commercial real estate problem. They're sitting on huge unrealized losses. How much more do people have to see to know that this system is going down, whether people like it or not, whether the new financial system is set up or not? So with that being kept in mind, it lends more credence to the support and the deployment at a faster rate of the new financial system. That system is going down. But anyway, let's move on here. I want to get to this article here. A little bit of Stellar more. We've been talking about Stellar throughout the video, but this definitely brought Stellar to mind. Stellar and Algorand, by the way. This is from ledgerinsights.com, and it's titled, India to launch wholesale CBDC in January 2024, ? Let me highlight, there's a question mark there. There's no guarantees in any of this, but that is eye-opening. Very eye-opening for a multitude of reasons. One reason is because there's so many bank coins. You and I both know it. A lot of the day ones know it, that have been building massive partnerships and corridors in India. One of them is Stellar. And Stellar had a relationship with a few banks in India. For those who remember, one of them that always pops in my mind is CC Bank. It's CC Bank, right? So Stellar's deep in India. Algorand has multiple partnerships in India as well. I'm always bullish on Algorand. I don't have to cover it every day to be bullish on Algorand. There's a lot of course, I love all the bank coins, but I can't cover them all every day, right? But Algorand is deep in India. And then this last year and a half, Ripple has been making strides in India. So they're all deep in India. So when that CBDC begins to flow, now this is the wholesale CBDC, but keep in mind that they also were deploying and testing in small groups the retail aspect of their CBDC. Now, once that's flowing, what's going to connect everything together? What's going to connect it all together? Now, keep in mind, India is part of the BRICS nation. Although they have some contention in the BRICS nation, they are transacting with the rest of the BRICS nation. They're going to need a system to connect everything together. That's the new financial system. Do you believe that Ripple, Stellar, and Algorand didn't know that when they got in that region, that they would need connectors, they would need interoperability? All of these countries need interoperability badly because their systems are so customized, so highly fine-tuned that they have no choice or by nature, they are siloed. They are closed off. They are incompatible with other highly customized systems, which makes it that much more feasible that the new financial system will connect all that together. Now, this will take time. It's not going to happen overnight. At least I don't see it. I don't see it happening overnight. But if it does happen overnight, I'll take it. I'm not against that. I'm just saying, in my mind, I believe it takes a little bit of time for a lot of different reasons, right? And this is still early. So this is huge. Now, keep in mind, this is in correlation with everything all the other BRICS nations have been doing. If you've been keeping your ears and your eyes open, you see how rapidly things are moving. Now, let me read this little tidbit here. It says, an Indian press report states that the Reserve Bank of India plans to launch a wholesale central bank digital currency in January 2024. The Digital Rupee report from the Financial Express cites unnamed sources at a bank. And so far, we have not verified the news. Okay, so keep that in mind also. Like I said, no guarantees. So there's somebody who's not supposed to be saying anything putting this news out. If this is real, right? It says a year ago, India initiated wholesale CBDC pilots where the CBDC is only used between banks. It started by using the CBDC to settle secondary market government bond transactions. Last month, it moved on to interbank settlement and call money markets. Quote, the infrastructure for wholesale and retail CBDC is not very different, but we need to be careful with the wholesale CBDC because it will involve large transactions for which banks will be required to put in place foolproof accounting, auditing, and settlement reporting systems and other security safeguards, unquote. This is massive, major. And look, listen, extrapolate that large transactions to all the banks with wholesale CBDCs, then we know Algorand and Ripple specialize in wholesale CBDC. Of course, Algorand is more balanced. They're like 50% wholesale, 50% retail, but it doesn't matter. The fact that any wholesale CBDC payments can move through these systems would definitely, in my humble opinion, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but would definitely have an impact on that price. That's what I'm looking for. I want that big money. So I'm here until the big money comes. I'm not deviating from mission. That kind of thing here, it just gets me excited. All right, so now we're going to close out here. Let's see what we have here. I have a bunch of articles left over. My apologies. I'm going to wait. What's going on here? I'm getting an alert from the Justice League. Hold on a second here. Hello?
This is Batman.
Yes, Batman. What's going on?
I'm in hot pursuit of Gary Gensler dressed as the Joker. He stole my cold wallet filled with XRP.
So you mean to tell me that the Joker stole your XRP? How'd that happen?
Easy. He said, snatch these. Then he ripped the wallet out of my hand and ran down the street. I'm going to break every bone in his body. Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, I haven't seen the Joker come through here, Batman. So, I don't know what you're going to do about it.
Well, next time you see him, he's going to be in the ICU. But I'm telling you right now.
You don't think that you're just a little too violent, Batman?
Not at all. Not at all. I operate for justice. Justice comes in many forms.
All right, well, he had to go. So apparently Batman got his XRP stolen by the Joker, and he's going to do some very violent things to get that XRP back. It has nothing to do with us. I'm just an honorary member of the Justice League. So now we're going to end off here with a little bit of gold news, okay? Oh, man, I'm so bullish on gold. I love everything that's going on here. So this article is from kitco.com, and it is titled, Gold is Still Undervalued at $2,000. Will hit. Wow, they're saying that with a guarantee. There's no guarantees in any of this. I hate when people say this, because you know what it is? If it doesn't happen and someone believes that that's a guarantee, I don't know how to phrase it, but it could be damaging to them. You know what I mean? But anyway, it says it will hit $2,400 next year. Wow, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. It says gold prices have been held back by the strength of the US dollar in 2023. Thank you. I'm glad somebody is telling everybody. I'm so glad. If people don't understand, I keep telling everybody, hey, keep an eye on the US dollar. Just add the DXY. My apologies. I have air all in my chest. Just add the DXY to your trading view, your charts, whatever you call it. To keep an eye on the DXY and the dollar strength. When the dollar is strong, expect things to go down. And if it remains strong, let's say like for instance, it went to 105 and it was green, everything was down. Then it went to 105, still at 105, but it's red. Everything's playing a little bit more, but still I'm keeping my eye on it because it hasn't moved from 105 to 104. So I know there's still the possibility that everything can move down again because of dollar pressure. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't know that. So when the market goes down, they're not really understanding why everything is getting crushed. They think it's something else. There could be a multitude of negative catalysts, but the US dollar is a big, either positive catalyst or negative catalyst, right? So anyway, I'm glad someone's saying this. It says, but the yellow metal could be poised for a big breakout in the near future, according to Philip Peterson, chief investment strategist at IG Wealth Management. In a recent interview with BNN Bloomberg, Peterson said that even at $2,000 per ounce, gold has considerable upside, and the coming year should see prices appreciate significantly. Quote, gold has been weighed down by the strength and the US dollar. It says down by the strength. Oh, I think they meant of the US dollar, strength of the US dollar for most of this year, unquote. A lot of things have. US treasuries have been a huge burden to everything. Peterson says, quote, they tend to be inversely correlated. So as US dollar strengthens, gold tends to weaken a little bit. Now, if we think that the US dollar is going to soften here, and I think that is our base case going into 2024, that's positive for gold. Peterson said IG believes gold is undervalued by as much as 20%. I agree with that. I vehemently agree with that. But we'll see what happens. It says, quote, once it catches this bid and breaks through, solidly breaks through $2,000, we think it can go higher to potentially $2,400. Woo! Like Ric Flair. Woo! Until next time, let's get to the money.